Well, I think that is a great question. And the answer is that God is special in every aspect of my life. And it starts right from the beginning of the day when I'm opening my eyes and I feel this wave of gratitude. And the first thing that I feel grateful for is that I have life, that I've woken up, and that this day is like a gift. And I think that's something that often we take for granted. You know, we just think we're entitled to life, but every day to me is a gift. So the first thing, I express my gratitude to God. I'm opening my eyes and I say, thank you for this day. And the second thing that I express the gratitude for is that for my faith, you know, my faith and my belief in God, you know, that I never feel alone. You know, I know God is always there, and no matter how difficult or troublesome life can be, sometimes that I'm never alone, and that He's always there for me, and that He's listening to me and He's answering my prayers. And the third thing is that I thank Him for my health and my well-being. And again, that's something I don't take for granted. And I often think specifically about certain things. As an example, with regard to my eyesight, I thank Him for the blessing of vision, and that I can see and I can see the beauty of life around me. And another thing that I'm specific about with regard to my health is my mobility, that I have the ability to walk from place to place unaided. You know, and again, that's something I don't take for granted. You know, so in a nutshell, God plays a part in every aspect of my life. And I think starting with this expression of gratitude is a very, very healthy way to approach life, to be grateful and to welcome God into our lives.
I think the part of my relationship with God that I think I value the most is this trusting in God and knowing that whatever happens, it's God's will and things will work out for you. And there's actually a famous Chinese story that kind of illustrates this, I think, quite nicely. So it's about a Chinese farmer that had this amazing, beautiful horse on his farm. And then one day, the horse just ran away. And so all the neighbors came to the farmer and they were like, oh, we're so sorry. This is really unfortunate. This is really bad. And then the farmer just says, maybe. And then the next day, the horse comes back. And not only does this horse come back, but the horse brings with it another amazing horse, an even better, even stronger horse. And so then all the neighbors come rushing back and they say, wow, what a turn of luck. That's amazing. You're so lucky. And the farmer just says, maybe, again. And then the next day, the farmer's son tries to tame this wild horse that has been brought back. And as he's taming it, the horse kicks him off and he breaks his arm. And so all the neighbours come back into the house again and they say, oh, that is a shame. That's bad. But the farmer again just says, maybe. And then sometime later, the emperor orders war against a neighbouring nation. And all the young able-bodied men have to go to war. They have to, they've got no choice. And a lot of them are killed in this war. But because the farmer's son has a broken arm, he can't fight. And so he doesn't get taken away. And so he survives. And so it turns out to be a good thing in the end. And I just think that you never know what's going to happen. So why stress yourself out worrying about it? And if you just put your trust in God and trust that whatever happens is going to be okay. I think that's really helped me in a lot of situations.
My relationship to God is the most special relationship in my life. And I experience that relationship with God through the manifestation of God in this day, and that is Baha'u'llah. Baha'u'llah tells us that we were created out of His love for us, and that He's actually engraved on our hearts His image, and He's revealed to us His beauty, which doesn't mean that we look like Him. It means that each of us have been endowed with with the possibility of acquiring all these wonderful attributes of loving kindness, generosity. And because I want to please God and to love God, the best way he tells us to do this is to love other people. There's another beautiful verse I'd love to share with you, and that is, do not be content in showing friendship in words alone. Let your heart burn with loving kindness for all who may cross your path. Which seems on the surface quite an easy thing, but the only way that I or any of us can do this is through our relationship with Baha'u'llah, and that is trying to obey his laws, reading the writings every day to draw inspiration, into praying to him, not just morning and evening, but at any moment when we feel love for him or require assistance, or if we just want to say, thank you, God, for putting me on this earth. Baha'u'llah tells us that we are all one human family, so we have to try our best to treat everyone as though they were a member of our own family with respect and loving kindness.